here to teach you how to paint a wall. Why do you need to know this? Well, you're going to eventually paint a wall sometime in your life for a summer job or just for fun, to make your wife happy, to change the color of your room, whatever. So, 3 things you really need that I'm going to show you is supplies needed, the order to use these supplies, and how to actually paint a wall successfully. Supplies. Now this is a lot. A putty knife, a screwdriver. You do need this. Painter's tape, a paintbrush, obviously, painting junk. A paint roller, a paint rolling pan, and if you want to save money and use the pan again, a liner for it. They're cheap, not hard to find. Spackle, anyone know what that is? Okay, good. Primer, and of course, paint. So, how do you set up to paint? You should move any furniture away from the wall at least 3 feet so you don't mess up your furniture. Then you tape baseboards, the trim work, say the side of the door, the baseboards, around light sockets, and that's what this is for. You should remove the outlet covers. It's hard to paint around outlet covers, so you just remove them. And according to HGTV.com, you should tape the screw to the outlet cover so you don't lose the screw. I've done that before, very hard to find. Now you spackle the wall. Any dents, any nail holes where you walked into it last week, you take your putty knife here, take some spackle and fill in the hole. And sand that spackle out with fine sandpaper and make it smooth. Then you prime the wall. This is very important. If you don't prime the wall and you're painting a dark colored wall into a light colored wall, the dark color will show through. When you do this, according to popularmechanics.com, you should put a little bit of your paint into the primer, stir it real good, and then prime the wall. This helps with paint adhesion and it blocks the other color out. Now you're finally to the step of painting the wall, the fun part and the messy part. When you paint the wall, you should paint it with the paintbrush and do the trim work first. The baseboards, around light sockets, around the door frame, basically an entire outline of the room. Makes it a lot easier for the next step, the roller. Now when you roll paint on a wall, you should do it in an overlapping W motion like so. This helps the paint not have any draw drips down the wall. So the wall looks smooth and the paint is good. So you wait for the paint to dry and you put everything back where it was. In conclusion, what I've just shown you is the supplies you need to paint a wall or a room, how to use them, and in what order to do it. So when you do paint a wall, make sure it's the color you want. Thank you. Any questions?
I know that they have the guns, the spray guns. Are they better than
They are
a roller?
A roller is cheaper and it's more fun to use a roller because you have to wear a mask and a lot of other things with the spray gun. and they're relatively difficult to find. Any other questions? Yes?
Was it Boy Scouts that got you into painting or family interest?
Family projects.
There we go.
A lot of family projects. But I did have to do that for a Friends Eagle Scout project in Boy Scouts. Yes?
What if you were to like drop your drips and stuff? What if you were to get drips? How would you avoid getting that on the floors and stuff? Because that's sticky, especially with carpet. That's just like ridiculous.
You should probably put a drop cloth down, so it absorbs the paint and you don't step in it. And track it everywhere across the house. And if you do have drips, and it's on a hardwood floor, a wet rag will wipe it right up before it dries. Any other questions?
I painted a wall one time for my friend, and it was about the size of the whiteboard. I spent 12 hours on that wall. The paint I put the paint on there, and there was a black hole, and the paint was sucked in. I could not paint that wall. I gave up after 12 hours. The paint would not adhere.
Primer.
We didn't prime it. You're right. We didn't.
Now you can hire Alex.
And I won't get hire Alex, right? Any other questions for Alex?
Do you use latex-based or non-latex?
Use latex-based, not oil-based, because I've used oil-based. Long time to dry. It takes days for that stuff to dry. Any other questions?
Great. Thank you so much. So you all know what to do. Tally up the scores for Alex. Write comments down. Patrick's.
I like that thing around his leg. Why did I say thanks? Huh?